Louise Taylor Global is a neuroscience-based consulting company in Illinois, New South Wales, and I worked out of Louise's home with one other intern. We later on got two more interns, Shui from Singapore and Olivia from Canada. They got there probably the first week of March, and so they had less than a month before they had to leave because of the virus. But me and Charlie, the interns from Kappa, had a little over 2 months there, so my boss Louise, gave us the role as internship managers, and she had me Zoom them and train them and just show them where everything is so that they know what to do. And since me and Charlie had been doing her branding, marketing, I had been doing her design stuff already for over a month, I got to show them my tools that I used and the basics and the skills and tips and tricks that I found handy when getting the gist of what my role was. So at first, I looked at some of her old branding stuff when creating a new look for the brand for inspiration, and I created designs and drafted them up and showed them to her first before using them. And so that came in handy when the new interns came because they also were doing design work for her. So I already had figured all that out, like what the new design was gonna entail. So I got to teach them that, and I have all the stuff in Canva, which I'll show in this video of the designs that I did. That's the majority of the work I did for Louise. I worked on her website, I worked on content creation for her social media, Facebook, LinkedIn. I designed her book and podcast covers and a lot of stuff. I'll show you everything basically in this video. It'll probably be a little long. But this is basically meant to be a vlog of a day in the life looks like, but I adjusted it to what it would look like if I was working from home here in Boston, Massachusetts, rather than in Sydney, which is where I'd rather be right now. I hope everyone's doing well in quarantine and enjoy my video.
Hi, so today I'm going to be talking about my internship, but from Massachusetts, where I am, no longer in Sydney. So usually I would start off the day with an informal meeting where we'd go over Trello, which has all our tasks here organized. I'm Pink, label Emma, and I'm just going to show you all these little areas where we have these sticky notes. It's kind of like a virtual bulletin board. Believe it or not, my boss Louise, had about like 100 boards to begin with. Now we're at like 20, 25, and I organized it for her into smaller sections. And then I usually write my to-do list from there, where I go over my specific tasks I want to get done in order and a checklist of how to do that. So this is just a random one I found from January. So see, my bullets don't really make sense, but make sense to me. And I just write down my ideas and stuff or what I should get done in the order. This is my workspace. It's similar to what I had at Louise's. I had a desk in the first floor of her house, and I also drink coffee every day, so that's the same. And I usually put in a podcast or music on Spotify. I used to have an intern partner named Charlie, and we'd both switch off playing stuff to listen to, but now it's just me, so I choose a podcast. Those are the ones I like. Then I usually go onto Canva first, where I make all my designs. So here's just a scroll through of all the designs I made while I was here. I like designing because it goes by pretty quick. Like the workday would fly by when I was working on a design. First design I had was a book called Unstuck. So these are the cover designs I had. I was taught in class to do like 5 to 10 examples for your client to choose from. So now here's the inside formatting of the book. I never designed a book before, so I did some research. And yeah, this is what it's supposed to look like. Introduction, I already went by the contents in the dedication page, title page. I'm not going to show you the content itself because my boss Louise would get mad at me, but here's the gist of it. It's like 30 pages, I think. And then I also did a couple workbooks for her. Here's some cover designs for this. These are more for her. There's table of contents for when she has workshops. She would give out these worksheets to her clients. I did a couple of them. This is just one example of one. And I tried to incorporate her branding into it. This is a program packet. I did a couple of these too. So she had the new peak performance program, which was new when I was there. So I created a new flyer for her, which she would pass out to clients during meetings if they're interested in the workshop. And it just summarizes what it is, kind of like similar to what you'd see in a website. This is her speaker kit, which is like a virtual resume. As you can see, I didn't finish it. It was the last assignment I was working on before I left. But I'm proud of it still. It's clearly not done, but it's just like a little magazine about Louise. Kind of makes a resume more fun and interesting to look at. More creative. Here's some stuff I did for her website on Canva. Those are just some feedback I got from clients. These are little, just kind of text, but I put them on top of images to make them more interesting and to pop and match the branding instead of just regular white text box. Those are backgrounds for videos that we did. Here's some social media content I created for her. She had a list of motivational quotes, and I would just match them with pictures from Unsplash in her branding font and colors and attach her website and logo on there. And I would post these to Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. I really like doing this. I thought it was fun. Here's their Instagram account. As you can see, there's a ton of those motivational quote contents that I found, that I made. And so, if you look closer at each one, they make sense. I had a specific layout I would do. So here's just an informational one, a Friday fulfillment one. So Monday, Wednesday, Fridays when I would post. Monday was motivation, so it's just a simple motivational quote. That's just some marketing for her podcast when I uploaded that. This is some advertising for a workshop she did for International Women's Day. And as you can see, there's a ton on there. Here's Dropbox, where I got all of the articles from that I would put into her Instagram captions. I'd also put these on LinkedIn, which I'll show shortly. Here's a little folder of some of the stuff I did. I usually didn't put it into my own folder. I would just label it and put it in 2020, so that's why there's not much in there. Here's the LinkedIn, where I got not most, but I got a lot of stuff from the stuff she already posted on here over the years that she didn't have saved in Dropbox. I could easily pull more material from there to post. Kajabi is what we used to design her website, which we relaunched. It was probably the biggest task we did. So this is from the back end how you go in to design the website. This is just one random page I did called Rapid Results. It's one of her programs. So just loading. But yeah, I never had any experience designing websites before this, but I just wanted to make it more organized because she had way too much information. There's those little things. I made those on Canva. Canva. And I just reorganized all the information. Those are little clickable buttons to navigate to other pages. Here's another page. This is her homepage, actually. I made those on Canva too. I showed those already, the little feedback things from client. I just want to make it more visual. I don't know, she wanted to make it more on point with her branding, which I got down after a while. So you could clearly tell without seeing her name that it was her website. So now we'll go to the peak performance page, which is another page that I made. There's those little buttons I made on Canva. It does kind of make it look better. The theme for this one is obviously water. It's waves, because she just used symbolism for each program. So peak performance was a wave. And then I put these little buttons, informational text in there. That's a chart she always uses. I attached some videos, and then that's how you schedule with her. And here's the clarity page I also made. She already had all this text. I just kind of summarized it because she had a lot of repetitive text on here before, and you would scroll on this page itself for 10 minutes. It would be I think so many interns would work on her website and not delete what was there before. So she's had so many interns every couple months that they just kept adding on to her website, not really looking if it was already there or not. So it was just a jumble of too much information. When I first got placed in this intern site, I was very overwhelmed looking at her website. I didn't really understand what it was. Oh yeah, and then there's the podcast picture you see that I made on Canva. I also uploaded this podcast to iTunes and Spotify for her. But yeah, so I was overwhelmed when I first saw this website before I worked for her. But me and Charlie, the other intern, tried really hard to make it make more sense. I think we did a good job. It was definitely hard, but yeah. Here's some of our videos. We used to film these on my iPad, and Charlie would edit them for the most part, but we uploaded them there. This is the About Louise page. I'm just really proud of this. I'm showing you all the website, but it's all the brands we worked with. I made that as well, that little branding with all the logos. High performance programs. I chose the picture of Sydney just to show where she's based out of to international clients. I'm really about imagery. And there's all of her programs there, summarized instead of going to the actual page for them. You can see them right there in those buttons. And so here's her blog. So she wrote these blog posts mostly on LinkedIn, Facebook, and then we just attached them onto her website. I figured I'd go into Trello to show you more of our tasks. So here's the grouping. I'm just scrolling through. You can pause and read them if you'd like. They're color-coded and labeled, which is something I like to work on. When we first got here, as I said, there was literally hundreds of tasks, like probably 1,000, honestly, and so many sections, like 50 sections. And so then one day we took a half day, so literally 3.5 hours, maybe. Like we worked until lunch, so maybe longer, where we just deleted and completed all the tasks that had been left here. I'm the pink, Charlie, the other intern, is the yellow. And yeah, so as you can see here is the sticky notes. These go along with what I talked about, like the book, social media. A lot of these are completed. But yeah, there was tasks here from the fall from the last interns that just didn't care to complete them and get them out of the way for us. So then me and Louise sat down, since I'm more of an organizational thinker, as I mentioned earlier, and I helped her out by just moving everything around and adjusting it so it was easier to look at. Similar to what the task was with the website, we just wanted to reduce the load of information you're taking in and color-coded and shorten it so it makes more sense. So this is all the completed tasks I'm scrolling through right here to show you everything we achieved.
I wish I had clips that I could actually insert of my commute and whatnot. So I would leave at about 7:15 in the morning, take the L to Central, take the T8 towards Ravesby, get off at Ravesby, then take 862 to Padstow, then get off in Illawong, about a 5-minute walk from my boss Louise's house. And then me and my fellow intern Charlie would walk there together. And I really love Charlie. We're really good friends. It's really the best friend that I made in Sydney. And we'd get there, we'd walk in. As I said, Louise would either be on the phone or we went to the gym, getting back from the gym, whatnot. And we just go over what we wanted to do for the day. We both have our individual assignments to complete. And we'd go downstairs to the first floor of our house where we would work on our tasks. And usually the morning we'd get a lot done. And then we'd break for lunch whenever we felt ready, like 12:30, 1. And then we'd eat together outside, usually if it was nice out with Louise. And we'd pack our lunch. I would show that, but I'm no longer in Australia. I would bring, it doesn't really matter what I'd bring, but I would bring like veggie burgers, salad, stuff like that. And then we'd go back to work. Usually we'd crash, and Louise knew this about us since she knew us so well. We knew that she was kind of like an organizational scatterbrain, so I did a lot of her organizing for her, and that's something that she really liked that I did for her. So organized Trello and her Dropbox, and like 2-3 p.m. we'd just be like so tired all of a sudden, so we'd come up, get coffee, she'd buy us Tim Tams, and then we'd go back downstairs and do our own stuff until about 5. Sometimes I'd stay until like 6 or 7 if I was really getting through a task. I'd just rather stay and get it done. And she also let us wear whatever we want, so I could literally go in what I'm wearing right now. I would usually still dress up and treat it like a normal internship, because I feel like if I'm dressed better, I get more done, I'm more productive. I think it's the same here. Like working from home, they say that you should still dress up and like get ready how you would for a normal day at work, because you'll just be more productive, and I totally agree with that. But maybe this would be helpful to send to future interns of Louise so they have an idea of what they're getting into and what the internship will entail, because I really had no idea going into it. I did Zoom with her beforehand, but I still was a little confused. I was very worried about it being more about consulting and neuroscience, but then I actually got to use my communications and graphic design skills in this internship, because I did completely different stuff than what she did, and that's why she needs us interns to do the stuff that she doesn't have a background in. And yeah,